The colony became independent in 1821 and then became a part of the First Mexican Empire until 1823. From 1824, it was a part of the Federal Republic of Central America. When the republic dissolved in 1841, Guatemala became fully independent. The history of Guatemala begins with the Maya civilization, which was among those that flourished in their country. The country's modern history began with the Spanish conquest of Guatemala in 1524. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. If you are new for my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my new travel experience video. Enjoy watching Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Guatemala, a Central American country of south of Mexico, is home to volcanoes, rainforests, and the ancient Mayan sites. The capital, Guatemala City, features the stately National Palace of Culture and the National Museum of Archaeology and the Ethnology. Antigua, west of the capital, contains preserved Spanish colonial buildings. Lake Atitlan, formed in a massive volcanic crater, is surrounded by a coffee fields and a villages. Almost half of the population in Guatemala is indigenous descendant from the Maya civilization. The modern society still practices pre-Hispanic tradition that allows them to preserve their heritage. Today, around 20 different Mayan languages are still spoken and different Mayan communities are spread throughout the country. Guatemala is popular destinations among travelers due to its unique heritage and the natural beauty. Known as the land of the eternal spring, Guatemala belongs to the seven countries that comport Central America. The tropical weather and the interwoven traditions make these regions of the world perfect of the culture lovers. But beside Mayan history and volcanoes, there are many other ins and outs. For these reasons, we have rounded up a list of interesting facts about Guatemala. Welcome to La Democracia. This is the town of sculptures. The town is notable for the ancient stone heads that decorate its central plaza. La Democracia carved heads had content smiles and a Buddha-like countenance. Some are attached to the bodies with a huge bellies and have hands clutching their stomachs. They almost look Easterns in appearance. Asian stones put belly sculpture on the display in the park in Guatemala are the magnetized on the central spots, suggesting that the pre-Columbian civilizations that made them had a practical knowledge of magnetism. 11 of these sculptures of a giant heads and distorted bodies, known as the pot bellies, because of their distinctive rotund shapes, are on display in the plaza in the small town of La Democracia. Near Guatemala's Pacific coast, they were installed there in 1970s after being brought from the Asian sites in the nearby Monte Alto region. Guatemalans are thought to have created these potbelly sculptures more than 2,000 years ago, which would have dated them to the late pre-classic period of Mesoamerican civilizations. Previous studies of the sculptures had suggested several had a magnetic anomalies on their surfaces. Did you know that art historian Julia Guernsey, a professor at the University of Texas at Austin who has written a book about Guatemalan potbelly sculpture, is enthusiastic about the new research. The results speak to the significance of stone in the ancient Mesoamerican and its symbolic properties, but also to the ancient understanding of the human bodies and beliefs that a certain case pictures, like faces, or stomach and navels. Besides its cultural heritage, Guatemala is famous of its diverse landscape, including active volcanoes, rainforests, and the highland valleys. It is accommodates some of the world's most unique ecosystem, making it a popular destination for ecotourists and the adventure seekers. Museo Cultura Kutsumal Guapa, at the headquarters of the Finca Las Ilusiones sugarcane plantation, you'll find this museum, which hold the collections of sculptures found around the Las Ilusiones land. There is some explanatory materials and you'll probably be shown around by the caretaker Rene Hernandez. The museum includes a reconstructions of the sacrificial altar with the original stones and photo of some fine stelae that were removed to the Dahlem Museum in Berlin in 1880. The most impressive exhibit, Monumento 21, is the actual and fiberglass copy of the stone that still stand in the fields of Finca Bilbao, part of the Las Ilusiones plantations, depicting what may be a shaman holding a sort of puppet on the left and a ball game players in the middle with a knife in one hand, and a king of the priests of the right holding what may be a harp. Another copy of the stone along with the one monument 19 lays on the ground across the street from the museum. Along the road, just because the bridge to the Finca house are copies of the some of the sculpture from Ilbao Museum. One of the things Kotsomalguapa is the most famous for its stone monument. While many of these monuments were taken to the Germany in 1800s by the archaeologists, some remains in situ and the others are likely undiscovered, still buried beneath in the ground. In later years, Osvaldo Chinchilla made the important explorations of the zone. Now, the property belongs to the Munoz Molina family, has the sugarcane plantation, and it is rented by the Plantalion. Carlos Enriquez Munoz Molina is in charge of the administrations of the museum and the management of the property. The person in charge of the museum is Rene Agustos Hernandez, who lives close to the museum and will gently guide it and give the information about the archaeological site and the pieces. This museum is located on the outskirts of the capital of Esquintala, in a rural property also known as Bilbao. The Maya occupied these sites during the pre-classic period of the reached its maximum cultural development during the classic period, probably being disabled upon the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors. The place is a notable example that the magic of the Mayan culture is not exclusive patrimony of the lands of Piten. Guatemala has everything you're looking for in a vacation destination, from history to culture, ancient ruins and the brilliant colonial architecture, natural beauty and adventure. You love traveling to this country. It's known as the Mayan center of Central America because of the many historical sites. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Thank you for your love and support to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments about what did you saw or any feedbacks that will help my channel to improve in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my new travel experience video. Stay safe and take care.